Hey, DBJ. This came about from a couple of threads on the RPG Brigade, and I hope I remember. I need to give credit to Maps and Dragons, P. Posey, for coming up with this as well. And also from some podcasts I was listening to. I think it's either Kicked in the Dice Bags or Gamers Table, where people have mentioned that D&D 5th edition is lethal, and even using the rules to create an encounter that's appropriate for the character levels, people are still finding it very lethal. Okay, well, that being said, I'm going to give you my top 10 ways not to kill characters with mindless creatures. I'm also going to do top 10 ways not to kill characters with intelligent creatures. And when I say mindless, I don't necessarily mean not intelligent, but I'm talking about wild animals, oozes, swarms, zombies and skeletons, those kind of creatures that do not have any particular reasoning skills or don't have human reasoning skills. All right. So here's my top 10 mindless creatures and ways not to kill the player characters. All right. First one is got a chunk. All right. Maybe this is a creature like a shark, zombie, wild boar, and they stop to eat. So they take a chunk out the party, do some massive hit point damage. You as the game master are like, oh shit, man, I didn't want to kill him. Well, maybe the wild animal or wild creature stops to eat. You see it on Walking Dead. The zombies don't just keep biting on people. They take a chunk and they start eating it. All right? So maybe the wild animal or wild creature or something takes a chunk and goes on and moves. Takes a chunk of shoulder out of the wizard and goes off in the woods and starts chomping down and eating. All right? My second one would be distraction. All right? And distraction would be, take the zombie example. The characters take the carcass of one of their dead hench people and throws it off the side of the road, and the zombies go after it and start eating out his entrails. Nobody liked that henchman anyway. He was only, 0 level, had 2 hit points. Who cares about that dude? Okay? Distraction. Maybe the creature senses another predator in the area, or they're given another instruction by a more powerful force. But they could be distracted. Could be distracted by noise, fire, sound, thunder, and lightning, something like that. The third one would be fear. Creature backs off from fear. Too much injury, or PCs end up creating a fearful event using an illusion, or everyone starts banging on shields and making a lot of noise that just scares the creature away. My fourth one is territorial. Players walk into the bear's den. The bear starts attacking them. They get their ass kicked. The PCs run away. Bear says, well, as long as you left my territory, you're cool. Same thing with a pack of wolves. Maybe some other creatures are territorial. They are attacking, but they just want you to leave their area. And if the PCs leave, they're just trying to set an example. Hey, here's a couple of swipes for me. Take the hint and get the hell up out of my bear's den. Number 5 would be food storage. Of course, you can think of this as like giant spiders or something, but maybe the wild creature's purpose is to attack members of the party and drag them away for food storage. Drop them down into a pit, drop them into a spider web. Flying creature grabs them and takes them away and wants to drop them into a nest, or drop, the whole idea is not to just kill the party, but to keep them alive for food later on. All right? Or maybe just snatch one party member and leave the rest to go, hey, as long as you let me take the wizard, he already had a chunk bitten out his shoulder, I'll take the wizard, you guys can just keep on going. Number 6 would be altered focus. For example, the bear attacks the group and smells the food rations or the dead carcass of something in the dwarf's backpack. And so instead of attacking the dwarf, actually rips the backpack off and takes the backpack instead. Maybe they're attacked by a swarm of rats, and instead of the rats just biting them, the rats are trying to dig into their knapsacks because their knapsacks have some really good eats in there. 7 would be an alpha display, a display of dominance. So the creature attacks the group, and its point is not really to kill them. It's just it's in essence to display dominance. You know, bears can do this, wolves can do it. Maybe there's some other classic D&D creatures, and they just want the party to acknowledge the fact that, hey, I'm in control here. You go your way, I go mine. I hit you a couple times. You get the point. You know, I'm more powerful than you. As long as you respect me, then I'll respect you. Number 8 would be breeding. They attack the party not to kill them, but to use them as breeding stock. And this would be especially for some of the nasty things like oozes or insects or something. Giant ants try to lay, or bees try to lay eggs inside of the characters. And so they're not trying to kill the party. They're trying to capture them, pin them down, and lay some eggs. Number 9 would be wrong target. Okay, for example, wolves surround the party. They start growling. They take a chunk out of the dwarf, and then they're just like, "Oof, that's nasty." Ugh, and then they leave. There's something about that. They thought the party was one thing, food, a threat, whatever, and then they realized that, it's the wrong target. I thought I could get easy eats out of this, but I was wrong. This doesn't even taste right. I'm not even going to eat them. That happens a lot with shark attacks. Sharks attack people, but they don't gobble them down. They take a chunk out of a surfboard or a person, then go, "Oh, that really wasn't appetizing," and then they go away. It was the wrong target. And the last one would be a physical oddity. Maybe in your description as a DM of the creature, that you include that there's a physical oddity. They're injured or sick or pregnant or very young, blinded, maybe a trapper. You notice that their leg is held inside of a trap from, fur traders that had come before. So maybe if you remove the trap, the animal will just go away. So anyway, these are some examples of using like animal intelligence and mindless creatures. They won't apply to everything, but I was just trying to come up with about 10 different ways of how not to kill the party members. So if you feel like you've set a pretty good and leveled out a pretty good encounter for them, and for some reason the dice just aren't on their side and you're afraid to kill them, this might be a way to circumvent it. And if you do it subtly enough, they won't realize that you saved their ass. So anyway, DBJ, as always, create, don't destroy. And I hope you can use some of these examples to not destroy your party members. Don't want empty tables. Thanks, guys.